So let's talk about bias. Let's talk about different bias. This is going to go by a lot quicker, other than the videos that I have to show you. But bias is something that's pretty bad. Explain to me bias in your own words. Jasmine, what is bias in your own words? Come on. If I was biased against you, what would that mean? What do you think, Alyssa? If I was biased against you, what would that mean that I did to everybody else in the class? That's it. You know the term, right? You just can't explain it, right? AJ, if I was biased against you, would I favor you or not favor you? Not favor you, right? Yeah. And then I would favor everybody else and not you if I was biased against you, right? And bias is a bad thing to have. I mean, it's not a good quality to have. Do you know teachers that are biased against you or biased towards other people? Do you think there are teachers that are like that? Do you think there are coaches that are like that? I think coaches for sure, right? Okay, is one of your coaches like that? You coaches that favor certain players. Okay, that's bias. There's a bias there for whatever reason. Could be a good reason, could be a bad reason. Okay, but it's still bias, right? And that's not a good thing to have. Same thing when you're taking samples. Okay, there can be a lot of problems with taking samples and not getting a good representation and have a lot of bias. If there's bias in your data or your surveys, then what's the point? Okay, there's literally no point in running a study or a survey if you're going to have a lot of bias. Okay, it's not going to give us any information. I'm going to skip this because I can't really see that. But tell me, why would somebody lie in a survey? Why would somebody lie? To make another person look bad? To make them feel better about themselves? To make the other person feel better about themselves? Make them their own self look better at itself? If I asked you what your GPA was and it was really, really low, and you didn't want me to know that it was so low, would you tell me the truth or would you embellish it a little bit? An embellishment is still a lie. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't really hurt you, right? But you're trying to make yourself look better. Okay. If I asked a woman how much she weighed, she might not want to answer that question, right? That's not an appropriate question to ask generally, but that's a reason for somebody to want to lie about it. It doesn't matter why people lie. Okay. There's a lot of different reasons why people lie. But regardless of why they lie, it's called response bias. Any time that somebody lies in a survey, it's called response bias. I lie in surveys all the time. When those scam callers call me, right, and I pick up and I try to screw with them, I lie and I make up stuff and I try to waste their time because then now I know they won't call me back. Okay. Does anybody ever watch Jimmy Kimmel? Y'all watch Jimmy Kimmel on ABC? He does this segment called Live Witness News, where they send out reporters on the streets of Hollywood generally, and they ask people these questions where they try to get them to lie, basically. But the best segment that I think he ever did was where he sent them out and they make up fake band names. They first went to Coachella and did this. They sent the reporters out at Coachella. Y'all know what Coachella is, right? Okay. They sent people and they made up like, hey, have you ever heard of so-and-so? Or what do you think of this band that's playing today? And they were making up all the names and people were just going along with it. Okay. A couple years ago, Jimmy Kimmel did his show for the entire week during South by Southwest for 2 years in a row. Okay. And he did the same thing. And so I want to show you this clip. I think it's hilarious. Think about why people are lying in this clip. But it's called Live Witness. Like I said, it's called Live Witness News. He has a bunch of them. They're all on YouTube. You can find them. I think it's hilarious. If I can get it to play.
Last year at South by Southwest, we went out on the street to ask people about fake bands. These are bands that are not playing this festival or any festival because they do not exist. But Will music fans here pretend to know music from a bunch of bands we made up? Yes, they will in this special.
Oh, come on.
South by Southwest 2015 edition of Live Witness News.
Welcome to South by Southwest.
Thank you.
Are you excited about all of the great music here?
I'm so excited.
Some amazing bands
Yeah.
that we're all really excited about. Do you love Mary Kate and Nasty?
I do love Mary Kate Nasty. I really, really
Hold on.
do. Yeah.
I'm gonna try something different.
What do you love about their sound?
Well, I just like female singers generally, so I just like that kind of punky, poppy sound.
What do you think about DJ Underwire? Do you love his music?
Yeah, DJ Underwire.
DJ Underwire. So let's see if this works.
Is great. He's really mixing it up with actually turntablism and bringing that back in, scratching, right? So it's something that is oftentimes lost on some of the newer age DJs, and I think it's great how he's bringing that back in.
What do you think of Wiz Khalifa's little brother, Cheese Wiz Khalifa? Do you love his sound?
Yeah, he has a good sound. I definitely like it. One of my friends is really into him, and so he's shown me a lot more of him than I've been exposed to.
What do you love about Eddie and his man purse?
Well, Man Purse that's the band, and Eddie is the lead singer, so you pretty much get to see the whole Man Purse. Like, you get to see the whole band.
Can you describe their sound?
It's kind of like a...
Let's do that.
What do you think of DJ Gluten? Do you like his sound, or a lot of people say he's like hard to
Wanna see that now?
tolerate? Do you love it?
I like it. I have some of it on my phone actually. Yeah, I like some of it.
What's your favorite DJ Gluten song that you have on your phone?
I'm sorry. I'm bad.
Oh, no,
I'm
is
bad
it-
with names and everything.
Oh no, it's all
I'm bad
good.
with the
Yeah.
actual song
Is it
titles.
Rice Crackers?
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Probably what it is.
What about DJ Cialis? Do you like his vibe?
Yeah, dude.
Do y'all know what Cialis
He rolls
is?
it, he's got the hi-hat.
It's like Viagra.
Like, oh, yeah.
Do you think DJ Cialis gets the crowd up?
Yeah. He gets the people going, dude. He gets
Is
the
it like a
people
rock
going.
hard?
Yeah. And then everyone's just jamming, dude. You're like, whoa. That's all good.
Is DJ Cialis a little dangerous if he lasts more than 4 hours in one of his sets?
Dangerous. Really?
How about Vlad and the Putin?
Some of y'all are not getting some of these
Okay,
jokes.
I have heard of them. I haven't listened to a lot of their music, but
Do you love how he just like takes his shirt off in his performances?
I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like I would.
Yeah. Did you see
This
the performance
girl.
where he rode in on a horse this year?
Oh my God, yes, I did.
How exciting was that?
I saw that. Okay, that was really exciting, obviously.
What do you think of the band Straight Outta Silver Lake, Ashley and the Kale Chips?
I think they're awesome. They have a different sound. You know, it's not like everything mainstream that you hear all the time.
Have you seen Ashley and the Kale Chips live?
Only once,
Oh,
but I look forward to seeing them
did they
again.
throw quinoa at the audience when you went? Was that crazy?
It was pretty insane. It was intense.
Did you catch any?
A little bit. I think the hair catches some.
Sure. Oh, from France, DJ Fictionnel has been getting. Yes, you love DJ Fictionnel?
Oh my gosh, yes. I actually saw him in France when I was in Lyon.
Really?
Holy
Oh, I didn't know he was touring in Lyon.
I don't know. I think I saw or heard some of his sounds in Lyon. Somebody was like, DJ,
Do you like his Je suis full of merde?
Yes, I do. I don't know where I saw it. I wish I could tell you where I saw it, but I was in Lyon and I think it was there.
Are you excited to hear DJ Jimmy and the Kimmels this year?
Yeah, dude. Why not, man? Wait, you said Jimmy and the Kimmels?
I did.
Not Jimmy, like Kimmel, but just like
Yeah,
it's like.
like my witnesses.
Okay, all right. Yeah, why not, man? Why not?
Do you like the band Jimmy Kimmel just made me lie for like 15 minutes?
Yes.
What do you think of the band So Much Marijuana?
So much marijuana. I like marijuana. I like a lot of marijuana. So much marijuana is a good name for a band. I endorse that. And also, we need to pass this law in Texas, 2015, legalize marijuana in all 52 states. Period.
Well, these videos are
I'm
in
Jimmy
the
Kimmel. If you
slide
like
if you want
that,
to go see a
subscribe
good
to our
version of
YouTube
it,
channel to
because
get all our
I know
latest
that they
videos
suck on the
before they
Zoom.
die and go to YouTube.
I don't know how teachers do some of these better than others, because It suck. Those videos suck on there. So, any type of lying. Why were those people lying? Like, why lie about that? What's the point? Like that girl in the pink shirt, she just kept digging in more and more and more. And she kept lying about every new band that they made up and said, she kept lying about. Why was she doing that? She wanted it to look good. Literally, these people are out at a music festival and somebody with a camera is coming up with a microphone asking, hey, have you heard of these bands that are supposed to be here? They had no reason to believe that those reporters are lying, right? They want to make themselves look good. Their whole point of them being out at that music festival. Have any of y'all ever been downtown during Southwest? It's crazy down there. Have you ever been to 6th Street? Just walked around? I mean, you couldn't get anywhere, right? What? You've never been there? Or you have? No? But it doesn't matter why they lie. They lie to make themselves look better, lie to make the self they not look stupid, but it doesn't matter, okay? A lie is a lie. It's called response bias, okay? Now, there's 2 other types of biases that I lumped together. There's only 4 total, or 5, but we're going to get through this quick, okay? The next video is under 2 minutes. 2 different types of bias. I'm gonna have you guys watch this video, and then I'll talk about it. It's a lot better for this guy to explain it. It's only 1:53. What?
Android quality.
It's not on the Android.
Are you running this on Windows 95?
Yes. Windows 93, all right? Here, I'll turn this around so you guys here can at least. It's my poor computer could only take so much today. There it goes.
In this video, we will be talking about census, non-response, and undercoverage. Recall that a sample is part of the population that is taken out for examination. We use a sample to draw conclusions about the population because it should be representative of the population. The larger the sample size, the more representative it tends to be of the population. An even more accurate way of getting data about a population is by taking a census. A census surveys each and every person of a population. However, we have to be aware of the problems about sampling in general. When we are sampling, we cannot force someone to give us information. The respondents can choose not to be contacted or can choose not to answer. This is called non-response. On the other hand, we can have people in a population that have absolutely no chance of being included in the sample. This is called undercoverage. For example, if a researcher wants to gather a sample by calling random phone numbers, there are 3 possibilities. The first possibility is that the other person picks up the phone and allows him or herself to be interviewed and be part of the sample. The second possibility is that the other person just hangs up the phone. This would be non-response because they are choosing not to answer. The third possibility is that the phone number does not exist. The researcher can call as many phone numbers as he wants, but the problem is that not everyone has a phone number because they do not own a telephone. As a result, people that don't own a telephone have no chance of being included in the sample. This would be an example of undercoverage.
Okay, short and sweet. Let's talk about this. Let's say I want to interview all of my students. Let's see if we can get out of this. I want to interview all of my students about what they think I should do for the next test. Should I make it all open response or should I make it multiple choice? Okay. And then I sent out a survey and only 5 people sent it back. Okay, I have 150.
In this video, we will be talking about census, non-response, and undercoverage.
I have like 160 students. All right, only 5 people returned it back. Okay, I sent it to everybody. Okay, I sent it to every student through their Schoology account, but only 5 people filled it out. Is this non-response or is this undercoverage? Look at those examples. Look at those definitions. Okay, I sent out a survey to all 160 of my students through Schoology. Okay, only 5 people filled it out, but I sent it to everybody's individual email on their Schoology. This is non-response, right? Because 155 of you did not respond. You could have done it for one of 2 reasons. You could have refused, you saw it, but you didn't do it, or you just never read your email, right? That's a non-response bias, right? Refuse to participate. Here's a different scenario. Let's say I want to give a survey from students at the school about what we should charge for parking in the student parking lot. I sent out a survey to the entire freshman class. What's the problem here? What? It's under coverage. Why?
Because
it's only the freshmen. And who should I have been interviewing for that question? Why juniors and seniors? That's when people are driving, right? Freshmen don't drive. Freshmen are not old enough to drive to school. There's no reason why I'm only interviewing freshmen. Now, eventually they'll be old enough to drive, but that is a big undercoverage because I really should have interviewed juniors and seniors, the ones that can drive, maybe even sophomores. Okay, some sophomores drive. Any of y'all drive when you're a sophomore? Not yet. I didn't get my license until I was 18, so. Yeah, that's under coverage. I leave out somebody that I should have interviewed, not where they didn't answer at all. But the juniors and seniors didn't even get a chance to take my survey because I didn't even try to interview them. That's under coverage. You see the difference? Okay, non-response, they don't respond. Under coverage, they don't even have a chance to respond. So I didn't reach them in the first place. Okay. This next one, I'm not going to show the video. I'm going to skip right through it if I can get to it. Dang it. Come on. I want to get done here.
In this video.
Stop. I'm being biased. Okay. Question bias. All right. What? Yep. Question bias. Almost done here. Question bias. What if I said, hey, there's more gun deaths in the United States than in any other country. Should we have a ban on guns in the U.S.? No. Okay, but what did I try to do with the way I phrased that question? What? I try to give you a reason to answer which way. What way did I want you to answer? Yeah, I wanted you to answer yes to that question because I provided you with something that possibly tried to make you answer one way or the other. That's question bias. Has anybody ever said something like, hey, do your parents know that you're stupid? Yeah. Wait, so what, you said yes? Yeah. So you're just admitting that you're stupid? Yeah. No, don't do that.
That wasn't a one-word answer?
It was, but I was trying to trick you.
Oh, you tricked me.
Exactly. That's question bias, right? I'm trying to get you to answer it a certain way, and then you realize, hey, that was kind of a stupid question, right? I was a stupid one for asking that question. Question bias is pretty easy to identify because it's trying to persuade somebody to answer one way or the other. Okay. Here's the one I want to close on because this is the most important one of all, especially in this day and age. Confirmation bias. Who knows what confirmation bias is? What? Well, I'm gonna let Dr. Phil explain it. Dr. Phil does the best explanation. Let's see if this works because I only want to watch. Yes, it does. I only want to watch like a minute of this. All right, Phil, show us what you got. Last.
If you believe something, it becomes your reality. And there's something called confirmation bias. And that is once you believe something, then you start to filter out everything that is contrary to your belief. And you cherry pick only those things that confirm what you already believe. And here's the thing. When people start to show you information contrary to it and force you to look at it, you dig in even deeper. You would think that, okay, you're going to force them to look at it and change their opinion. You dig in even deeper because of something called cognitive dissonance. It's hard for you to admit that you were wrong. And so it's a process. It can't happen because the more evidence that we would show her, the deeper she would become entrenched. But that will seep in across time.
All right.
So my goal from the beginning was to get.
I'm not gonna try to be on one side of the political spectrum or the other. I'm gonna deal with some facts here for just a second. But confirmation bias had the biggest. I'm gonna turn the light on for a second. Confirmation bias had the biggest effect and reasoning for something that just happened in our country. What was the biggest event of the past month that just happened? Bigger than I think bigger than the election, obviously. The insurrection, the Capitol riots, okay? Confirmation bias was completely behind everything in the Capitol riots. Why? What did the people who went to these riots, whether you agree with them or not, what do you think? What did they believe? Why were they there? Why were they breaking into the Capitol? What? They thought the election was rigged. Okay, whether you agree with that or not, that's what those people thought. They were so ingrained into this confirmation bias, despite the fact that there was evidence after evidence after evidence, 50 plus trials, that there was no evidence of rigged election, right? A lot of you probably know this already. You've probably read a lot of stuff on this stuff, okay? But the people that were there, they truly believed that it was rigged, and it was, despite all the evidence to the contrary, because they could not get past the fact that what they had seen and read and believed was wrong. No matter, just like Dr. Phil said, no matter what evidence was presented to them, they just dug deeper and deeper and deeper. Why? Because people don't like to be wrong. We don't like to be wrong. If I graded a project of y'all's wrong and I gave you a 50 instead of a 90, I have to admit to my mistake. Hey, I screwed up. I got to give you the right grade. How shitty would it be if I said, no, well, I'm not going to change it. I was last 9 weeks, right? I wasn't wrong. I did it the right way, even though you knew you were right. That we don't like to be wrong. And that's what happened. And confirmation bias is so bad right now. So bad. Especially when you're only reading information and news from one side or the other. Okay, and we're going to talk a lot about that next week when we get there. So I do have one more funny clip if you want to end it on. If you want to watch, you can watch. Does anybody watch The Daily Show? Nobody watches The Daily Show? Okay. Let's see if this actually plays. This is the last clip. You can, I think everybody at home, I've already given credit to being here. Let's see if this works. This is a guy from The Daily Show called Jordan Klepper, and he goes out to different rallies and stuff, interviews people, and it shows. And I know I'm only showing one side of the spectrum here. This can happen on both sides, guys. Let me just be clear about that. But it's still funny. It's still really funny listening to some of these people who are just living in a bubble. They're literally living in a bubble. So if you want, we'll end the class on this today, and then after this is over, I'll tell you about your assignments. But it's funny. Let's see if this will show up.
Officially less than a year away, which means the candidates are going to be hitting the road harder than ever.
Trump got
So we
impeached for
thought,
the first time, by the way.
wouldn't it be cool if the Daily Show hit the road harder than ever? And who better to hit the road than a man with no fixed address? That's right. Jordan Klepper is back on the show, and he's here to finger the pulse.
4 years ago, I hit the streets to get the unfiltered truth from America's most engaged voters. Trump that bitch! We don't even see the irony in it. Now we're heading into an historic election, and I'm excited to get out into America and embed myself in the middle of the campaign trail. First stop, rain-soaked Hershey, Pennsylvania. But even Mother Nature couldn't dampen our spirits.
It's 8 hours before Donald Trump arrives. It's raining, and there are people here. How's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you again. You guys excited?
Absolutely, be here for Congress 2020, baby.
You're running for Congress?
Yes, I am.
I bet you are. Good luck. Anybody can do it. A lot of familiar faces. Doris, Carol. Nice to be out there amongst my people once more. How's it going, guys? Here we go again.
Since my last Trump rally, there have been roughly 37 Marvel movies and one very combative impeachment trial. But what else has changed?
So what's new this season?
Everything, honestly. We got this Baby Yoda shirt.
Great America Keep. Oh, I get it. It sounds like something Donald Trump would say. Or Yoda, I suppose they have very similar syntax.
We're not all great speakers.
Do you have any Trump that bitch? You don't have Trump that... No. Anything that's at all aimed at women? Not for women, at women. What are you hoping for tonight?
I'm hoping Donald Trump is just we're in a good place of mind right now. I hope he talks about immigration.
So you're hoping for a build a wall?
I'm hoping for a wall.
Who's going to pay for it?
Who's going to pay for it? I say that's what we're going to find out about. It's either going to be taxpayer money.
Oh, so maybe that's the chat. Who's going to pay for it? That's what we're going to find out about.
Yeah.
Then why are you here?
Well, because 2 weeks ago I had a dream, and in that dream I was given this vision.
You had a screen printing dream? Your dream told you that Trump is going to win, and then Ivanka, and then Don Jr., and Eric. Tiffany is going to win in 2048, and then Barron. Great.
All right.
But Barron only serves one term.
No, 2 terms.
No, that's only one term. That's 4 years. Yeah, actually, these are mostly one-term presidents.
No, you're not reading it right, brother.
No, I'm like 20. No, this is 24 to 28. That's 4 years.
And then another 4.
No. These are one-term presidents. Ivanka, one term. Don Jr., one term.
Say over Ivanka. What's the date?
Ivanka is 2024,
And?
2028.
That's 8 years.
That's 4 years. You have a 4-year period where somebody else gets elected. It doesn't say anything about re-elected.
It does. It has her getting elected in 2024 and 2028.
Your math is wrong.
No, my math is not wrong.
Of course, these rallies aren't just about spirited debate. It's also an opportunity for Trump supporters to clarify their messaging.
One-word descriptor: Joe Biden.
Ridiculous.
Elizabeth Warren.
Elizabeth Warren, scummy.
Bernie Sanders.
Bolshevik.
Pete Buttigieg.
That's just a joke.
What's the punchline?
Whew, man. Trying to be politically correct here, but you know.
So when I said Buttigieg, I thought the word you were going to pick was vet. Pete Buttigieg.
Pete Butt.
Pete Bud?
Yeah, Pete Butt.
That's 2 words. And
I can't say the whole thing on camera.
What's the whole thing?
Pete Butt Club.
Pete Papa. Oh, it's homophobic. That's why you can't say it.
Homophobia aside, there was one big new thing hanging over this rally: the impeachment.
What do you think about this impeachment?
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Why is it bullshit?
Why? Because he didn't do anything.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's total bullshit. It's total nonsense.
And Trump has been grooming his supporters to push back on any impeachment talk with this simple demand.
All you have to do is read the transcript. Read the transcript.
Read the transcript. It's all about the transcript. Read the transcript right.
Have you read the
read it.
transcript?
I have not read it.
But we should read the transcript.
We should.
Look at the transcript, right?
Yeah, look at the transcript.
Have you read the transcript?
I trust the word of our president. Yeah.
Read the transcript, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you read the transcript?
I've read most of it, but there's nothing.
Skim the transcript.
Yeah. I don't have time for, reading all the, impeachment, all that bullshit, but
How long have you been waiting out here for Donald Trump?
since 8 o'clock.
Hours. A lot of free time.
Absolutely.
Read the transcript. Read the transcript.
Yeah.
Did you read the transcript?
I don't have to. Everyone else has. I can read it if I need to, but
Yeah. But it's important that
it's
everybody
happens.
reads the transcript.
it is very important. Pay attention and think for yourself.
Yes. You have, but to be clear, you have not read the transcript.
I haven't. No.
Right. But it is just important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be a sheep. Think for yourself.
But again, just to be very clear,
Yeah.
you have not read it.
I have not read it.
You just trusted somebody else to read
Correct.
it.
Yeah.
What were you saying about don't be a sheep?
Don't be a sheep. Think for yourself. Do your own research.
Do your own research.
Right. Don't be a sheep. It was a message these people, who were being herded through gates and corralled into pens to then be guarded over by men on horses, knew all too well. These
No.
totally not sheep are ready for 11 more months of this. whatever this is. And so am I. Campaign 2020, here we go again.
If you like his stuff, you can find just follow the Daily Show on YouTube.
For the next 11 months or until Trump cancels the election, whichever comes first.
All right, let's stop this.